People are angry
Yeah.
that she did not, I guess, post a tweet and say, I pledge allegiance to the vaccine.
Yeah.
And place all my hope in it.
Right. Yeah. Just questions. And isn't that the point of this podcast? Like, this is the point of this podcast. You just ask some questions.
Yeah.
It's unhealthy to not ask questions ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with a quick little update here because it seems like the social warriors have been marching again recently.
We're going to call this segment. It just came to me. Really just came to me.
What?
You're probably going to hate it. The black and blurred blurbs.
Yeah, I don't know if I enjoyed that, but
all right, go.
There's a couple of things, and this is we're gonna bring this all together for you because the reason we exist is to show you how this entire messiness of the way the world is going right now, the way people see themselves, the things people get angry about, the things people love, it's just such blurriness.
Yeah.
It's so blurry. Did I say that right?
Blurriness.
Whatever. It's so blurry. And we give you some examples here. So the first one we're going to bring up here is Letitia Wright. Now, this is Black Panther's sister.
Yeah.
Shuri.
Mm-hmm.
Brother! When once upon a time, she was a part of the loved siblings of Black Panther, and now she's hated. And why is she hated? It's because she had some questions about the COVID vaccine. And if there's anything you've learned about listening to us, it's you're never to ask any questions.
Don't do it.
Listen to this.
Actress Letitia Wright is responding to criticism she's received for sharing a video on social media showing a man talking about whether the public should take the coronavirus vaccination. The video of a London pastor includes him questioning if the vaccine is legitimate. Wright removed the video after a lot of backlash online, including from fellow actors. The 27-year-old Black Panther actress tweeted early this morning, quote, "My intention was not to hurt anyone. My only intention of posting the video was it raised my concerns with what the vaccine contains and what we are putting in our bodies, nothing else." Katie Johnston for CBS LA.
Oh, Letitia. If only, what you genuinely cared about was like some type of meat burger and telling people not to eat it because it includes meat. That they take the tofu option.
Yep.
Or what's it called? Mystery? Or impossible. Yeah. If only this was the subject matter. Yeah. Then people wouldn't be so angry. People are angry.
Yeah.
That she did not, I guess, post a tweet and say, I pledge allegiance to the vaccine.
Yeah.
And place all my hope in it.
Right. Yeah. Just questions. And isn't that the point of this podcast? Like, this is the point of this podcast. You just ask some questions.
Yeah.
It's unhealthy to not ask questions ever.
I don't know.
I remember in English, my English teacher, the best English teacher I ever had, Mr. Lopez.
What was your grade?
I had an A.
Okay.
A.
Just checking.
Mr. Lopez was my English teacher, AP English teacher in high school. And I remember day one, I'll never forget what he said to us. He said, if we're going to come to English class and be good at English, never read something you don't understand without asking a question. Don't ever skip over a word and just not ask what it is. Don't have pride while learning English. If you come across a word you don't understand or you don't understand the context, raise your hand and say, what does this mean? High level readers always ask what words mean. And that's always stuck with me.
You can't ask about a word today because if you ask about a word, it's invasive. You're stealing the word's privacy. It's offensive to ask about a word today. But that's a good tip. People don't read without seeking out definitions. Don't listen to people talk without knowing the definitions they're using and the words they're using.
Right.
That's important. But yeah, so now Letitia Wright, who was once a part of the Wakanda forever.
Yeah, the Black Panther crew.
Yeah, I mean, that quickly in that game, you can be celebrated and loved, and then you can turn around and be slandered and hated. Yeah. And Letitia, we stand with you. We pray for you. We'll be praying for you. Don't let those people hold you down. And we're sorry that's happening. We're sorry it's happening, but keep asking questions. Keep being an individual. But that's not the end of it.
No.
There's more.
There's more.
There's more.
So there's a Taylor Swift. Everyone knows who Taylor Swift is.
Who's Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift is the great country pop singer of today.
I know you were trouble when you walked in.
Yes. So Taylor Swift, she just released a new album called Evermore. Right? She released a new album called Evermore. And she has a cover art where she's standing in a field with what looks to be a cotton field. It appears to be a cotton field. Mm-hmm. She's standing in this field and she has the lyrics, and she's kind of staring off into the sunset, and she has some, her lyrics on the cover art on the left side of the page. And so the Baltimore Ravens, used some Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know. It was an Edgar Allan Poe reference, definitely. Yeah. And they changed the album title to Nevermore. And they put some song lyrics on the side that, like Color Rush and Marquise and what's some other ones?
DuVernay, Charm City, featuring the bank.
Yeah. So they just got some songs. It was a play on her on the cover art. Mm-hmm. And instead of Taylor Swift standing in these quote unquote cotton fields, they put Lamar Jackson, photoshopped Lamar Jackson into these fields. Now, was this a great idea by the media team? Probably not. But the backlash is what we're here for.
Yeah.
People are up in arms complaining about this backlash. And of course people got to post memes of people in dashikis. Yeah. Complaining like, yo, they put Lamar Jackson in some cotton fields. Yo, racism. Yeah. Racism because the superstar quarterback is put in some cotton fields. Now, I mean, we can dive deeper before I say this. Yeah. Maybe we should dive deeper before I say this.
What are you about to say?
It's not cotton fields.
Oh, I think that's important. I think that's important. Let's look at it. Let's put it back on the screen, because let's see. Let's go to the original one.
The original one with Taylor Swift in it.
That's making sure. That's that. And going to this one. Yeah, I mean,
it's not cotton.
Yeah.
They look like cattails. Really long weeds with the little fuzzy things at the end. Cotton don't grow like that. Doesn't grow like that.
Yeah.
And people completely missed the point.
They did miss the point. Because even if it was cotton fields, I actually like that better. Let's stick there. Mm-hmm. Let's keep it with cotton fields. And so what they're saying is, hey, slaves used to pick cotton. And Lamar is a slave.
Right. Since they photoshopped them in that picture.
Yeah.
They love slavery.
So Lamar is a slave. And so therefore, you know what? This is what I imagine though, because everything that you see as you scroll down, as you look at all these different posts, mm-hmm. Everybody is literally let's see, Renee Washington, I have no words. Just so unbelievably ignorant to have Lamar Jackson in a cotton field. That was words. D, black and yellow, I guess. I got a black heart and a yellow heart, so the spawn of Satan. Raven's social media team put Lamar Jackson in a cotton field. Lord have mercy. Then you got this. Who gave the green light for this? They really got Lamar Jackson in a cotton field. I'm crying. Now here's the thing though. Here's what nobody actually said. What is wrong? Mm-hmm. Everyone pointed out what they're seeing. Mm-hmm. And I just want to hear somebody articulate what's wrong.
Right.
What's actually wrong. Because I imagine the conversation being like this. Yo, you see that picture that the Ravens put out? Nah, what was it? Well, they got Lamar Jackson in a cotton field. Yeah, I saw that, the Taylor Swift thing. You don't have a problem with that? Oh, why would I have a problem with that? I mean, slavery.
I mean, once again, This is if it was cotton fields.
Yeah.
Bad call by the media team. How?
Because of the
climate.
yeah.
Only because of the climate.
Because of the climate.
Not because it's actually true that if they put him in cotton fields, that he would then become not a millionaire, but a slave.
Yeah, a slave. And that they think of him
And
as
that
a
they
slave.
think of him as a slave.
Right.
Right. But here's a little bit of history as well. Cotton is still picked by hand.
Yeah.
It can't be picked by machine because it'll be
Right.
ruined.
Yep.
It's still picked by hand. So someone picks it.
Someone picks it.
Now, does anyone know why cotton picking was bad back then? They were doing it for grains of rice, essentially. They were doing it for free, by force, not getting paid. I would gladly pick cotton if I was getting paid to do it.
Yeah.
I would gladly pick any fruit or thing that we use today. Anybody use cotton swabs? You a slave master if you use Q-tips. Because Lamar out here picking this cotton and you swabbing your ears with it.
Yeah. Hey, look. I mean, there are so many issues, quote unquote issues, people have in the world and with the world. And then if you are actually someone who's keeping track of the issues and you start lining them up together, you're gonna be like, well, hold up, that doesn't make sense. Or this one's self-defeating. Or this is contradictory.
Right.
Because there was something you said before we started recording, and I forgot it. Say it. About how these two directly correlate to one another. And this culture, cancel culture.
Oh yeah, so on the one
messy
side
thinking.
you have Letitia Wright. I mean, you have Lamar Jackson where, oh man, people are turning him into a slave because he's photoshopped,
Yeah.
not actually him.
Don't make him a slave.
A picture of him is in a cotton field and they're making him a slave. Oh man, they're mad and outraged about that. How dare you portray him as a cotton picking slave? And you got Letitia Wright who wants to think freely, and it's like, oh, how dare you think outside
freely.
the box?
Yeah.
You need to think like a slave.
Right. So
We're
stupid.
telling you how to think.
Yeah.
And they get mad at her and she's deleted all her social media
Deleted
because
all her social
people
media.
want her to think a certain way.
Guys, if you enjoyed this conversation, do us a favor. Everybody says smash that like button. Just click it. Just click the like button for us. Subscribe to us. You can find down at the bottom our website, www.blackandblurred.com. We're on every major podcast platform. Check out our podcast. It drops on Wednesdays. If you are a podcast listener on Apple, do us a favor and leave a rating of 5 stars so people can find us. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you. Check us out on Instagram at @blackandblurred podcast. See you.